Purple Daily is daily Vikings entertainment. We just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die.
I will ride with this group.
Seriously, man. Please.
And away we go.
Tis a Feedback Friday edition of Purple Daily here. And we say daily for those who are maybe new to the show, literally 365 days a year of Vikings takes. And we are finally walking right up to the actual games after a long and fun offseason. There was just a lot of fun things to talk about. But we are now here with just days and hours until Monday Night Football. And we're going to get into your feedback here. You can always send us throughout the week via the Score North app. There's a feedback tab, YouTube comment section. You can send us emails with takes. If you've got critiques, if you've got life advice, if you want life advice from the sports dad. And I think the first piece of life advice he would give you is start your day at Quick Trip.
Every single day. Every single day. Why? Because if you need something, I don't know, a soda, lunch, dinner.
I don't know.
If you need a snack. If you need to fill up your tank in gasoline, because I got certain friends and a wife that likes to let the gasoline tank go down to E, and it drives me absolutely up the wall. Quick Trip is all of the answers. In fact, that's what Quick Trip is. Quick Trip is the ultimate playbook because it has an answer for every possible thing. It makes your life as simple as possible. It's an offense that runs efficiently. It's an offense that runs smoothly. And it's an offense that has coaches who are very friendly and always there for you. That's why your day should always start at Quick Trip.
Also, before we get into the feedback here, and there's a lot of great stuff. We'll start. There's a bunch of JJ McCarthy stuff, a couple fun hypotheticals we'll get to. It was about a week and a half ago at Annunciation Catholic School that just a terrible tragedy happened. It directly impacted Declan's family and a bunch of other families, obviously, in the Twin Cities. And the audience, Purple Daily and Score North podcast audience, has stepped up and helped us raise a few $1,000s, and we're still going, Declan.
Yeah. You guys have helped us raise almost $5,000 in just a little over 48 hours, which is incredible. So thank you to everyone who has donated. And just so everyone is aware, these resources are going towards grief counseling, mental health support for students, for parents, for faculty. They have to rebuild classrooms in there. There's a lot on a long road to recovery for the students, the entire community at Annunciation. So whatever you feel obliged to donate it, we appreciate. For those who have donated, thank you. You can go to scorenorth.com/donate to contribute to it. We appreciate everyone that has done so. scorenorth.com/donate.
Let's get to the feedback here, gentlemen. Tony Berg chimes in and says, could JJ McCarthy have a season like Brad Johnson did with the Buccaneers back in 2002 and lead us to a Super Bowl? Brad Johnson did not have flashy stats. He just did his job and didn't screw the team. He had over 3,000 yards passing. He had 22 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, an 82.5 passer rating with a 63% completion rate. I would hope for better, but it did work a little over 20 years ago for that Buccaneers team. What are your thoughts on that?
So that Buccaneers team had a very good defense, of course, and that's where the Vikings are built. So do I think that JJ McCarthy could be a modern day version, because times certainly have evolved and changed offensively since then, that he could be a modern day version of that in his first couple of years? Absolutely. Do I know it's this year? I mean, that's hard to say. But I do like the comp as far as the expectation there. So he doesn't have to carry the team, but he definitely needs to be smart and do a good job of managing the game. So I can see the comp. I like it. Super Bowl might be far-fetched at this point, but I think that's a lot more likely than we get done with the season and we're talking about JJ being in the MVP discussion for 2025.
Yeah, I don't. By the way, I pulled up 2002 Brad Johnson. He was 34 years old at the time. He was, if we go in the Wayback Machine here, he was originally a 9th round draft pick by the Vikings, the 227th overall pick in the 1992 draft. So he was, the 9th round does not exist anymore. So he was drafted in a round that would have put him undrafted free agent territory. And he was a Vikings backup and then a starter throughout the 90s, went to Washington for a couple years, got a payday. But then Tampa Bay is where he won that Super Bowl in 2002. And it was a 93 passer rating, which in that era of the NFL was pretty good. That's like a top 10 passer rating, I would guess, in 2002. But so Brad Johnson was there to not screw up, first and foremost, find the playmakers as needed, hand the ball to, I think, Warwick Dunn and Mike Allstott. They had a running game.
Loved Warwick Dunn. But
here's where that comparison, if the Brad Johnson comparison, I don't hate it. If JJ McCarthy were to come out, throw for 200, it wound up being, he played 13 games, and he missed 3 of them due to injury. So he actually was on pace to throw for like 3,700 yards, which is very respectable. 22, call it on pace for 27 touchdowns, maybe 9 picks. You would take those numbers, I think, all day for JJ. But Tampa Bay in 2002 had not only the best defense in the NFL for that year, it was one of the greatest defenses in the history of the NFL. So the number one defense in today's NFL in any given year allows like 16 or 18 points a game. The Vikings were 19 points a game last year as the 5th best scoring defense. The Tampa Bay Bucks in 2002 allowed 12 points per game on defense. So I think that 2002 Bucks conversation is more about, can this defense be within 3 points of that defense? And then you can talk about what it takes from the quarterback to win a Super Bowl.
And I think the difference between the 2 teams in that era that were so great defensively were obviously the Trent Dilfer-led Super Bowl champion Ravens and that Tampa Bay team. And I think the difference too is they have changed a lot of the rules to not allow that to happen.
Yeah.
So holding a team to 12 points is probably impossible. Like if you go back and watch those games, and those defenses were great, but I'm just saying the clutching, the grabbing, the PIs that would now be called. So that's my point, is like if you make this a modern day, like say update this and say the Vikings are going to be as close to that Tampa Bay team as possible, but the game is different now, I like the comparison.
Also, wide receivers coach Keenan McCardell on that 2002 Bucks team. Number 2 wide receiver. Keyshawn was still pretty good that year. He had over 1,000 yards, caught 76 balls.
Give me a damn ball.
But Keenan McCardell also won a Super Bowl on that team, so he got to see it first and foremost.
Yeah, that could be a good little fun question. If Sports Dad makes his way to a press conference or finds Keenan McCardell off the
I got to request him because he's a position coach, so he
Oh.
doesn't do pressers. So, like, I would actually have to request him and say, hey, tell me about that Tampa Bay team.
Hey, talk about the Buccaneers. Hey, Coach, what was it like catching?
Should I do a radio
catching
spot with
bombs
him?
from Big Bad Brad
Coming
Johnson?
up next, we got Keenan McCardell, and I'm going to tell you what he told me.
Like, bud, we're just standing on the practice field. What are you doing? Jack Fila chimes in and says, let's assume JJ McCarthy will end up as one of these 3 ranked quarterbacks. 8th best quarterback in the league, 16th best quarterback in the league, or 24th best quarterback in the league with no other options. Judd, okay? No other options.
Yep.
It has to
Not
be
17th.
8th,
Yep.
16th,
Not 17th.
or 24th.
Okay.
So basically, he's a top 10 quarterback, closer to 10. He's an average quarterback, or he's one of the 8 worst quarterbacks in the league.
Okay.
2 questions off that. The first one is, how do the Vikings finish the season in each case? Well, so we'll ask that one first. If JJ is the 8th best quarterback in the league, the 16th, and the 24th, how many wins would the team have in each of those scenarios?
Oh boy. Okay, so if he's 8th, I think they are at. I think they're at probably about 12 wins. If he's 8th, because 14 wins is hard to achieve. Like there's a lot of things there, so I'm not going to be like they're going to win. They're going to be 15 wins. So about 12 wins. If he is 16th is the next one, right? They're probably at. I mean, they wouldn't have to be terrible. They'd probably be at 9 wins.
I agree. I think you're on it here. Yeah.
And then the last one, I mean, that's probably a rougher season than we all would like. I think you're probably at about 7 wins.
I think, if he's 8th best, I was saying like 11, 12 wins because the schedule's tough. Your division's tough.
Yep.
If he's an average quarterback, it's like 9 wins, and you're hoping for like a tiebreaker. And if he's one of the 8 worst quarterbacks in the league, you're not making the playoffs. You're probably, I think 7 wins sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like the variance between 21st and you said 16th, right? For the ladder.
The
tiers?
options are 8th,
Yep.
16th, and 24th.
And 24th.
Quit trying to change
24th.
it. Quit trying to change it. Why would you do
Yep.
that? No one does
Well,
that.
Yep, I never do that. Yeah, if he's 24th, yeah, that's probably not great. But I mean, this team is set up where, like, even if he's not lighting it up statistically, they might be able to still sneak in 9 wins and maybe even be a playoff team. But 24th would, it wouldn't make me feel very good, right? Like we talked about that yesterday at Running Aces. It wouldn't make me feel very good if everyone was healthy and McCarthy just really struggled in his first year as a starter.
So then the other part to the question is, what is the percent chance of each of these rankings? So if you had to take a pie chart, Judd, of these 3 options, he's the 8th percentage chance. He's the 8th best quarterback in the league versus 16th versus 24th.
So I think the overwhelming winner in this is 16th.
So like 50%,
Yeah.
and then like 20% 8th,
Yep.
30% 24th.
Yeah, something like that. But I think 16th, because 16th wouldn't be offensively bad. Like it would be.
Fine.
He is for all intents and purposes a rookie. So if he finishes 16th, I think that there's definitely room for growth, but you're also not going to crap on it. Like, here's what I would like to know. Like, if you're going to throw out a number at me, I would like to know touchdown to interception ratio. Like, that would be my most, like, okay, now I can get my head around that much more so.
Well, here's just for some context. Last year, if we just ranked quarterbacks off QBR alone, the 0 to 100 measurement, were like Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels were the 4 best quarterbacks in the league last year, QBR. Mahomes was 8th, but, he like waves his little Mahomes magic wand with 3 minutes left in the 4th quarter. So the middle of the pack, if we're talking about, hey, he's going to be the 16th best quarterback. Well, here Sam Darnold was 15th in QBR. Tua was 16th in QBR. Trevor Lawrence was 17th. Drake May 18. Bo Nix 19. Well, Bo Nix 19, they won 10 games and they went to the playoffs.
Right.
Sam Darnold at 15, they won 14 games and went to the playoffs. So you can definitely make the playoffs and or flirt with a division if your infrastructure is as good as Denver's and Minnesota's with a league average quarterback. It's a fun exercise. That was a good creative feedback question by Jack.
Appreciate that.
Valhalla Wally chimes in and says, I have a question that simply needs to be asked.
Okay.
We've heard plenty about how JJ McCarthy is a winner, quote unquote, and about how he never really loses throughout high school, championship, college, Michigan. But what happens when he does lose? How will he handle it, especially if there's a losing streak of some kind? I think this is still a little bit of an unknown with McCarthy. I also find it strange. I've never heard anyone else discuss this. I mean, I devour Vikings content like a bucket of Sweet Martha's cookies, and I've never heard anybody tackle this angle of what happens if he struggles. Well, to answer the first part of the question, how does he handle losing? Well, when he was at Michigan, they went 37-3 in the games that he played in. And the first year he would come in at the end of like blowouts and stuff. He did get into, I think it was the semifinal against Georgia that they lost. And he got in for like 17 throws. And I can't remember if that was injury or what the deal was there. But that was like his first year, really young JJ McCarthy. But I think they only lost 1 game at Michigan that he started and never back-to-back. He was never part of, as a backup or a starter, back-to-back losses in college at Michigan. So, I mean, obviously in the NFL, there's going to be a stretch where you lose games, even on a good team, 2 or 3 games in a row. So it's a valid question.
It's a valid question, but with his mentality, I don't think he's going to like shrink and that's going to be it. And he'll go curl up in a corner and start crying. And look, I mean, yeah, you're going to lose games. So among my concerns, like among my potential concerns of things I don't know about him, that's not very high on my list. Like, I'll be shocked if he's like, well, I can't play next week. Why? Are you hurt? No. We
too
lost
devastated.
last week. I'm too devastated, but I'm going home for now. So I got a lot of unknown questions that I'm curious starting on Monday night to see how he handles things. But that's just one that I expect him to be okay with.
Yeah. As Jaden Berry said, the only evidence we have of McCarthy after a loss is when they lost to TCU in the college football playoff and then went undefeated and won the championship the next year.
The interesting thing about this question, too, though, is I will say this. We assume that guys that don't lose are like, they have no idea how to process loss. But football is a game of constant losses. The failures are constant. Incomplete passes, interceptions, things go wrong. And so I think we put too much on, well, he won all his games as if he had no setbacks. Well, that's not necessarily true. So I don't think the way that he operates, I have not seen him, and Phil, you saw a bunch of the training camp practice as well. I didn't see him shrink when things didn't go well. And that to me is a very important starting point.
He had some rough practices early in training camp, like the first 2 or 3 weeks. And I gave you guys the anecdote. It was after one of the early practices, and the defense was it was bad. There was a 2-minute situation where the offense went backwards, and it was like, welcome to the NFL. The defense was dancing in the end zone after the drills were over.
Yep.
And McCarthy was walking out the field, and we had never met in person before. And he just, he's a friendly guy, and he's one of those kind of the people that brings people together kind of personalities. But he recognized me, came up, we talked for a couple minutes, and he was like, without me saying anything, he was like apologetic for how bad the offense. But he's like, man, that was a disaster out there, but I love it. We got to get better, but I want to feel all of this Brian Flores defense, to paraphrase what he was saying. He was like oddly giddy about getting his ass kicked at practice, because the way he framed it in his mind was, I need that to happen so that my brain can process what it feels like to get a fire hose, sprayed at you in an NFL game. Like, until he actually plays a game and plays a season, all of this is just mythological stuff from Michigan and training camp practice. And that's why it's going to be fun to see what happens on Monday. Joey Ball says, Kevin O'Connell needs to replace the word journey with voyage. I want to hear about JJ's quarterback voyage instead of his journey.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? Marketing-wise, you could definitely trademark it, sell it.
I like that. KOC could wear little quarterback voyage T-shirts and stuff.
Yep.
Or we could jump the gun and get those on scorenorth.com/shop.
We've done it before.
Nick Heinen says, Kevin O'Connell said it himself. JJ McCarthy and Max Brosmer were in the building on Tuesday.
Yep.
Going over the playbook. JJ is him.
Yep.
Ding.
I immediately flagged that for you, too. I immediately flagged that and sent it to both you guys.
You did?
Because he did mention, I texted you guys right away.
The first Tuesday. The
press
first
conference,
Tuesday.
O'Connell said, well, and it's funny, he said JJ and Max. One of the great.
Where was Carson?
1, 2, 2. Well, we're
killing coaches. That's what he was doing. He was planning.
No,
his next
you know
coach.
what? You know what? You got to stop with this. Carson Wentz is being praised up and down.
Coach Killer. Sean McVay still thriving. Andy Reid still
and Sean
thriving.
McVay liked him. And look, here's the thing.
Other 4 guys he got fired. But yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Would you lay off Wentz? It took some work to get rid of Sam freaking Howell, okay? I will not stand here now and have you denigrate the next guy up, who is a vast superior improvement to Sam Howell, who they had to get out of that. They literally had to get him out of the building.
Hey, you know what? This is a good segue. We had an anonymous tipster. The Purple Daily anonymous tip line is back here. Okay.
Reckless speculation.
Sent in a bunch of stuff. There's like a couple things I might just leave to the anonymous inbox, but there's 2 things in particular. One I will paraphrase. One I will read verbatim here.
Okay.
For entertainment purposes only.
I don't think I know these, so I am as excited as the audience is right now.
Yeah. Well, the first one was about Carson Wentz and how they feel like he, at this point, according to anonymous tip liner, who has sources that he did not reveal, they feel like Carson Wentz knows maybe like 20%, feels comfortable with like 20% of the current install. again, this is just from one anonymous Purple Daily tip liner here.
Okay.
And so there's a little, and Max Brosmer has been around the whole offseason. So in terms of like knowledge of what they're doing, Brosmer is actually ahead of Wentz in that regard.
Sure.
But Wentz has so much more experience, and so Wentz is probably going to be QB2. But there's a little bit of a risk early in the season if something happens to McCarthy. Carson Wentz is like a month away from really, really knowing the playbook the way that he would. So I do believe that. That makes sense. He comes in, he knows the McVay system, but there's differences, and he's learning. But let me read this one here. Again, this is from the Purple Daily Anonymous tip line. Entertainment purposes only for the viewing audience. Or maybe not. I don't know. Some information about Jordan Addison. Ooh. It's not bad. I don't think it's bad. Anonymous heard the Vikings only a few months ago. Even as soon as the past draft time, we're looking to move Jordan Addison via trade. Like looking ahead to after this season, that there was rumblings, according to Anonymous, that, hey, and you had been touching on this. I mean, the guy got arrested a couple times.
Well, the contract.
And the contract upcoming.
Yep.
But that vibe has completely changed from what Anonymous is hearing since training camp started. Because Jordan, since then, has met with Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell and even Mark Wilf prior to the plea deal. And all of them made it known that, hey, we can't keep doing this every offseason or you get in trouble. He took the plea, took responsibility prior to the suspension, full anticipation that it was going to happen, acknowledged it, accepted it. He will not be traded in the offseason of 2026 as long as he keeps clean, according to Anonymous.
Okay.
He'll be given his fifth-year option, no contract extension until it's absolutely needed and you get more trust built up. But should he remain out of legal trouble, there's still a chance the Vikings could extend him after the fifth-year option. I would have bet on a trade after this season in the form of a Diggs trade, maybe, where you even like draft his replacement. But as it stands, Anonymous is hearing that the Vikings' hope and plan is long-term for Jordan Addison. Okay, I think that's all my insights I'm willing to offer up. Can't wait for Monday in Chicago. Skol from Anonymous.
Signed, Kwesi. That is really interesting. So, yeah, O'Connell, I think was it early in training camp? He had a press conference and he was asked about Jordan and said something along the lines of, we would love to keep him long term, which I don't doubt. So there's two things at play to me. There is the off the field problems, which did not occur this summer or spring, which is good. And those are the things that you have to be concerned about because he had back-to-back years, right? And eventually, if you're going to pay him, you're going to pay him a ton. You can't afford that. But the other thing is you're already paying Jefferson so much, and we've all seen that the Vikings are going to have some real work to do this coming offseason to get the salary cap back to where they need it. And that's where I thought that Addison might not be here long term. Now, the way he played in training camp, I'll say this. I'm willing to watch now and see, like, if that continues. He's basically a number one receiver who's playing the two here.
Yeah.
I guess my question is this. As he approaches free agency, he's not going to, nor should he, pass Justin Jefferson. So does he want to be in that role, or does he want to go get paid as a one? And Doogie has been warning. He's like the sticker shock of that contract. The next Addison contract is going to be huge. So that's my other question is like, what is that contract? Like, can they afford that contract? Because I don't want the Vikings, as good as Jordan has looked, I also don't want them to go back into we can't really afford to address these three positions because we're paying two guys at the same position a ton. So It's a bit of a quandary, but let's wait and see.
You'll also, by the time you really have to make that decision on Addison, let's say 3 years from now, two years is when you would maybe do it, but you could wait 3 years if you wanted to. You'll have a much better idea if JJ McCarthy is a wide receiver maker or not.
Yeah.
If he is a dude and he is a top 6 or 7 quarterback in the league, maybe you don't need two really highly paid receivers. Maybe you take that money and allocate it elsewhere, defense, offensive line, wherever it needs to be. Mm-hmm. And you can get away with younger, less experienced receivers behind Jefferson because you got JJ McCarthy going into year 4, whatever that looks like.
Mm-hmm. Well, how about this? Because old Uncle Dex one of my nephews really wanted a Vikings jersey. And he said, I really want an Addison jersey. Should I get it? She asked me, should I get an Addison jersey? And I said, it's a good player. He's fun to watch. But, like, if you want it for the long haul, I don't know if that's the best jersey to give. And I kind of steered him away from a Jordan Addison jersey. Did I do the right thing by potentially steering him away? But now if I would have known Anonymous's tip here, maybe I would have said, you know what, go ahead. Have mom and dad or your birthday gift, Christmas gift, go get that Jordan Addison jersey. But I steered him away as an uncle and as a member of Purple Daily, saying, I don't know, because I don't know if he's going to be here for the long haul.
It depends on what the goal is with the jersey. Are you looking to celebrate one of the best players on the team in the short term right now? Then get the jersey. If you're looking for longevity of jersey relevance, that's a whole nother exercise, right? In terms of like current Vikings, how would you rank current Vikings based on how long they are likely to be on the team? Jefferson's in the top 5.
I was going to say, I'd feel very
McCarthy's in the top 5.
McCarthy.
If I was to buy 5 jerseys right now and say, these 5 jerseys make me feel very comfortable, Jefferson, obviously, McCarthy for sure at this point in time. I'm trying to think defensively, is there a few?
Not really, man.
I think Grenard, maybe. I don't know.
Nah, man. He's
in a weird
like 28
predicament.
years old.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
Can we get to 5?
I don't think you can.
Darisaw? I mean, there's some injury things, but he's young enough. He'll be here in 5 years, won't he? Who's going to be here in 5 years? Jefferson for sure. McCarthy, almost certainly.
What's hilarious is that they have been so bad at drafting.
I know.
That it makes this exercise, if you like, for the 5-year haul, it makes this almost impossible.
That's great.
Yeah. Donovan Jackson. How about a Donovan Jackson jersey? Your left guard.
Yeah. Phil just wants the O-line represented.
That's right.
Will Fries.
Let's see here. There's a lot of good stuff. One more thing on Addison real quick, and then there's a bunch of good stuff coming. We got our snake draft coming up, too. John Anderson says, I am so much looking forward to the Bears game on Monday night, but here's a question for you. I've missed a couple episodes, so I'm not sure if you've talked about it. I don't think we have. So who is going to be bumped from the roster when Addison and CJ Ham come back? Because those guys are both on suspended and then short-term IR.
Yeah. Yep.
So in like a month when those guys are back, and then also if you have to pick up a cornerback, who's on the fringe of that roster right now? Well, I mean, Ty Chandler or Xavier Scott, right? You got 4 running backs. One of those guys is gone for CJ Ham.
Ty Chandler probably gone. If you know what, if you have Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason stay healthy, you could actually also, and because I think he would probably clear the waiver process, get Xavier Scott through waivers and just activate him on game day if you're so inclined.
Yeah.
So yeah, that comes instantaneously from that position group. Cornerbacks, if they get a cornerback, I mean, you're gonna probably jettison a special teams guy on defense.
Yeah. I mean, I guess depending on if you feel like there's another punt or kick returner, Ty Felton's a 3rd-round pick. He's not going anywhere. But like Miles Price isn't guaranteed a spot the rest of the year on the team. So even though he's probably your week 1 punt returner,
right?
There's ways you can.
Oh, I can do this.
Finagle this.
Yep.
By the way, some people, I saw this here from Jared on the who's going to be here in 5 years conversation. Not one mention of Dallas Turner is kind of wild. He should, in theory, be here in 5 years.
Yeah, but I'm trying to say, like your parents are spending a lot on a jersey.
I know.
And they don't want to replace it.
I've also been the jersey uncle for these nephews. So like I got him my nephew a Stephon Marbury jersey last month for his birthday. Like he really wanted Stephon. So I and me and Kelsey, Auntie Kelsey and Uncle Declan have been every time we show up on birthday or Christmas, they always say, "Oh my gosh, it's a jersey box." It's a they know. So now, and also we're running out of jerseys. I'll be completely honest, unless it's like an ironic or cool one like Marbury, like active
those are the
players.
Best ones though.
Those are the best ones. So luckily they're
Tarkington.
Tarkington could be good. Moss.
You know, I don't think I sent this to you guys over the weekend. Our guy Tom Pelissero, longtime friend, former colleague, was at the Twins game. I think it was when the Padres were in town recently.
Yep.
And or maybe it was Labor Day against the White Sox. And he texted me a photo from Target Field of somebody wearing a Nishioka jersey, a Tsuyoshi Nishioka jersey.
You still see those once in a while. It's hilariously funny.
At the Tuesday event we had with Bark at the Park, I saw Boof Bonzer, and there was another great one that I'm sleeping on and I can't remember, but I saw Boof and I was like, wow, a Boof Bonds
great.
jersey.
Boof, man.
I feel like ironic jerseys in baseball work. I feel like they
really well,
don't
yeah.
work in football. Like
Should,
for
though.
instance,
There should like a Laquan Treadwell Vikings
That's what I'm
jersey. We
saying.
should celebrate those types of
But do you see those? I don't think I see those. Like I see a ton of Page jerseys and things like that, or Tarkington, but I don't feel like I see guys that were flops in football.
Yeah. I think
wrong.
baseball fans, first of all, there's just like, I think there's more random baseball players that
Sure.
kind of come and go and pop up. And
Sure.
in football, you kind of forget about, they don't make jerseys for random offensive linemen as much.
But a
so I think
Ponder
there's
jersey?
like more options. But yeah, we should normalize, like in baseball, we have normalized the ironic, funny jersey.
Yep.
We need to normalize that more in football. Celebrate your Christian Ponder jersey collections, folks.
I sort of like this.
Should get a booty jersey. JDB
should,
jersey.
dude.
I should. I legitimately
Be
should.
hilarious. You might have to get it custom made.
I would
or
have to get it
get the
custom.
USC John David Booty
Let me see.
jersey. Then you're.
I
Really
think
rocking.
people would
Go to
think
eBay.
that. I think that people would think that you were trying to be funny because his name was Booty.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, no,
That would be a problem.
He was a real player.
Oh, wow. There's a USC one.
Yes.
Well, granted, it's 2XL, so this will be a dress on me. But one for 115. Oh, this one's. Oh, it's a small for 80.
Do it.
Vikings or USC?
USC.
I'll pull
You
the
gotta
trigger.
get
Pull
it.
the trigger and wear it on the show.
100% worth. That's the best $80 you're gonna spend outside of
What's
like, you know,
payday
like
today?
newborn stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's payday. Buy two.
Oh my gosh.
By the way, standard heating and air conditioning is
Yeah.
whether you are a cast
Jack was
off
like,
random
"I don't care
Viking
about that."
or just a normal human being who consumes Purple daily, standard heating and air conditioning can help you.
Hey, it's cooler now. We got maybe you're thank God I don't have to run my AC. Well, this is a perfect time because you don't have to worry about it maybe going out in the fridge because it's going to be a heat wave, and you never know in September. We'll get second summer, as they like to say here, at some point this month. This is a perfect time to get your HVAC tuned up. So go to standardheating.com. You can join their smart club, which will give you number one, discount on repairs, which is what I have. Plus priority booking in the event something does go a little wonky and you need someone out there quicker and sooner than expected. Go to standardheating.com, and thank you to them for powering our takes here on Purple Daily.
Man, we had a great time at Running Aces last night. Was that your guys' first time?
My first time.
Okay.
I've never been there. I've frequented numerous casinos, and I have spent and gambled a lot of money in my life. Never been at Running Aces before. It was awesome.
Running Aces I used to spend a lot of time there, kind of the first few years that they opened, like 15, 12 years ago, playing poker, spread limit. They had the harness racing going last night, and then we did our Purple Daily Unplugged event. And that renovated bar restaurant area was in part because, people want the sports dad's personal attention, and sports dad is a draw. But also, they have a 53-foot continuous LED screen. They had the Thursday night football game on. They had the U.S. Open. They had us doing our live podcast on one of the screens, which was kind of trippy. But this is not your typical casino scene at Running Aces. It is a great place to watch football. Bright, smoke-free, energy-filled atmosphere. Excellent food. They've got fun specials, too. Bingo returns Tuesday, September 23rd. They have $1 blackjack and poker. And it's super easy access off I-35, just on the north edge of the metro with a huge parking lot, hotel.
The hotel intrigues me. That'd be a fun place to shack up for a night or two. Go watch some sports. I thought that would be a really, really fun potential weekend.
Some listeners came in from out of town and from Alexandria and stuff, and were staying at that hotel last night.
Very cool.
Runaces.com, by the way. Runaces.com to find out more information.
Nice.
Let's get back to the feedback here. So Amir says, I am so appreciative that you've gotten us through the off season on Purple Daily. Saw you guys at the State Fair, and if I'm being honest, you're the main reason I went to the State Fair with Sweet Martha's Cookies as a close second place.
Don't blame him.
That's fair. Appreciate that, Amir. These last few months, I've heard a heck of a lot of positivity from you guys, and while I appreciate the optimism, we all know that this team always finds a way to knock us all the way back down when we're feeling high. I think you owe it to us, the fans, to prepare us for heartbreak. Outside of injuries, how might this season go absolutely sideways?
Oh, God.
Prepare
Really?
me emotionally for a
Really?
500 season so it hurts less when it happens.
Really, you want us to put you on that right now? Like every team, aside from I guess Cowboys fans because they lost on Thursday, every team is like fan base geared up, and you want us to burst the bubble now? I don't know. I'm willing to do it.
I feel like so we touched on we kind of did this talker. Here's what we'll do. We did this last night on Purple Daily Unplugged in kind of a different form. We phrased it as if they don't hit the 8.5 number, if they go under 8.5,
Yeah.
and it's not because of injuries,
Yeah.
what the hell happened? And we gave a few reasons last night from Running Aces. You can check it out. It live streamed on the Purple Daily YouTube channel last night. So
I feel like Amir though is asking for the Armageddon like playoff game loss.
no, he says
Scenario.
500 if we finish 500.
Oh, okay. I thought like he was trying to get a specific, just monumental collapse moment. So okay.
So yeah, we did kind of do that last week. We don't have to rehash. So Lucas Charters says, I was wondering why you guys didn't have Kevin O'Connell on Purple Daily this offseason. Did Judd piss him off because he was charting passes during training camp?
So it's funny. We tried back in May, and his schedule conflicted. And then it was maybe going to happen before training camp, and that didn't work. And then I did get a note from a member of the PR department, funny enough, this week, saying that they are still going to effort it at some point in time. So if it happens, it happens.
It feels like we're being given the.
Well,
so this is what happened. I don't want to throw like I really love like the Vikings PR staff, and they've been great for us. But
Yeah,
I
this
do
isn't
think
them.
sometimes sports PR staffs, even in 2025, tend to underestimate podcasts in the media sphere. Because
Yeah.
there's so many like traditional radio outlets, and they've got radio partnership over here, you know,
I
and
think-
TV that they do kind of underestimate podcasts.
Well, first of all, O'Connell did a ton of national stuff. Like I think he has perhaps himself prioritized that. So like if Rich Eisen calls, he goes on that show. He's been on a bunch of those type of shows. In fairness, other than the flagship KFXN, I can't think of a media outlet that he sat down with yet.
KO
Like,
or
since yeah.
JJ?
KO.
Okay, yeah. Because I was thinking, you know, we
No.
not to like air
Oh,
out laundry, but we
JJ
tried to
would
get
do it.
JJ on. JJ
Yeah.
would love to come on the show.
Yeah, he'd
but
do it.
they've spent a lot of time just insulating him, and they don't want him doing they want him to play some football, I think, before the team feels comfortable unleashing him more to the media.
I think what we're seeing is it feels like at least the new managers and coaches will do their national stuff. They'll do stuff that they have to do, the flagship station, for instance, on Tuesdays. But besides that, they don't do a ton. I'll go back to, and people don't care now, but when Rocco Baldelli got hired, if you recall, Phil, he joined us on the radio show the day he got hired. He was really good. It was fun to talk to him at that time. And so I thought, oh man, this guy could be a great occasional guest. He would basically said, I don't want to do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beyond what I have to do, which I think is serious. MLB radio. So
It's too bad too, because Rocco without the microphone or lights on, completely different cat that I think would honestly change a lot of Twins fans or Minnesota sports fans' perspective of how they think about him.
How about a new podcast called Two Tokes and Chill with Rocco, maybe
Dex.
Rocco and Dex?
I would do a lot to have that happen. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I think
with
that'd be
Fish,
a lot of fun.
with Fish and the Dead playing in the background.
He'd have so that's the only thing. I guess side note, but like Fish and Grateful Dead jam band music, it's
You could argue
one of
about
my least favorite genres, I guess, of music. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. You'd have to.
Well,
help
you
me.
just don't. You need. Do you need more like lyrics, or you just don't like the fact that they play a song for a half hour and there's really no?
I'm with Declan on that part. Yeah,
Both.
yeah.
I-
Now the Dead has some great songs. Like I do like some Dead songs, but I do agree when they basically just start jam.
They just vibe. They vibe
and
for like an hour.
I'm not a fan. I know a lot of people like it. I am not a fan of it.
Yeah.
I just get super bored.
I'd love to see judges vibing to Fish for like 45 straight minutes. Yeah, I'll go with you to a Fish concert.
I would not
It's not
go to a
really
Fish.
my-
I would not go to a Fish show. I would go to a Dead show, but I think I would have gone to a Dead show. I think ironically enough, most of them are dead now.
If we can't get Kevin O'Connell, we'll maybe substitute him with Ross Tucker's second appearance on the podcast. How would that sound?
And I would like, and look, I mean, if Kevin can work it, if the Vikings PR staff makes it happen, great.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's any rift. I just think it's I think there have been some decisions made about what his time will be allocated to.
And we don't necessarily meet the threshold or the bar for what constitutes an important use of his time.
Yeah, it's fine.
Dan DeWolf says, "Forgive me if we." By the way, we are pro Kevin O'Connell. I don't want it to come off like we love Kevin O'Connell. Just it is what it is. Whatever. Dan DeWolf says, "Please forgive me if this has been touched on, but I don't recall you guys bringing up the familiarity of Carson Wentz with Ryan Kelly as well. They played together in Indianapolis.
They did.
Carson Wentz has definitely had those hands on the backside of Ryan Kelly for several games.
Yeah.
On Thursday's show with Doogie, it was mentioned that there was a connection from Wentz in Philly and KOC in Washington, and then Doogie mentioned the Rams passed on good information about Carson Wentz. But I think the Wentz-Kelly connection with the Colts is something that played a part in the decision as well. Probably. I think if Ryan Kelly, they probably floated by Ryan Kelly, 32-year-old respected veteran center. Because that ending in Indianapolis, they were like 90% to make the playoffs or something, and Carson Wentz went blue screen of death for the last 2 games of the year, if I remember.
Yeah.
And it was bad. So you could, if you asked Ryan Kelly, what happened, and is this a walking red flag, you probably don't hear yes and then sign him anyways, right?
Yeah.
That's Carson Wentz's last stop as a starter, correct?
No. He went from the Colts and then went to Washington.
Oh, and started a bunch of games there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, a lot of connections. A lot of connections. Greg, I think it's Greg Kikahuma chimes in and says, Max Brosmer is the best-looking rookie quarterback I have seen watching preseason and training camp for 42 years. In and out of the huddle, he is smooth. His command of the field is phenomenal for a rookie. The fact that he's an older quarterback and rookie does matter. I love JJ. I had him ranked second coming out in his draft behind Jaden Daniels, but Brosmer has been impressive. Sign him long-term. Sports Dad is a kid in my house. Keep up the great work. You guys rock. Where does Max Brosmer rank in terms of popular Vikings backup quarterbacks in your life?
Oh, God. I mean, I go back to, was it 92 with Gino Torretta, who came in and had the great game against Kansas City, and people were like, you got to start him, and of course he wasn't good. Brosmer feels like he's up there among recent vintage, right? What we would call the modern era of Vikings football. It
and I'm
feels
talking
like Max is up there. But in fairness, if you just take what the fans say and think and tweet about, Kyle Sloter was up there too.
Kyle Sloter, yeah. Yeah, and we're not talking about like performance as a backup because obviously Case Keenum came in. It's pre-buzz.
Yeah.
It's
buzz.
It's anticipation of backup quarterback that we're talking about.
This is a great list.
Sloter's number one.
Sloter for sure. Brosmer now for sure. I'm trying to think of who else came in and had like a preseason stint, and you're like, oh man, this is good. Perhaps start him.
Yeah, that'd be maybe that's a fun list to put together at some point here. By the way, on-air production meeting, are we good? Can we go to like 11:15?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We're good. Okay, because we have a snake draft, but there's some good stuff here left in the feedback bin. Eric Watt says, hey, Score North crew, I want to learn more about the fascination you guys have with KOC's quarterback rehab school. What is the end goal of quarterback rehab school? You guys constantly talk about quarterbacks that would be a great fit, like Anthony Richardson and others. When we brought in Sam Darnold, Mullins, Dobbs, the school needed to be always in session because we didn't have a franchise quarterback at the time. But now we have JJ McCarthy. He's our franchise quarterback. Brosmer is the quarterback in quarterback rehab school behind him. So what's the point of quarterback rehab school? Are we just looking for these quarterbacks to bring them in and always flip them for a comp pick now? You guys are awesome. Look forward to your shows every day. I mean, yeah, like the quarterback rehab school doesn't shut down just because you have a couple young guys in class.
This is also it's become grossly misunderstood. First of all, We made it up, okay? So, like, there's no official, like, KO didn't get up there one day and be like, I'm running in this back room here. I'm running a quarterback rehab school. We made this up. But just to be very clear here, Max Brosmer is not in the rehab school. He doesn't need, he's an unknown. He's a developmental guy. Daniel Jones was a failure, and he came here. Sam Darnold is the poster child. Like if there is a spokesman right now, you are watching TV at 1:45 a.m., right? And a commercial comes on. It's a long commercial. And a guy comes out in a suit and says, I want to tell you about how my life changed. Kevin O'Connell's QB rehab school. It's Sam Darnold. He's the spokesperson.
So there's the rehab school wing.
Yep.
And then there's like QB 101, which is where JJ McCarthy was in that last year. Yes. He's graduated to like the 300 level classes now. Yep. And Brosmer's in. So there's different levels of quarterback school. There's the rehab school. There's 101.
Right.
But yeah, like at the end of the day, whatever school you're bringing guys in to the various schools, and if they happen to be your long-term starter, awesome. But if you happen, like with Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones, to cut them loose from quarterback school, and they go sign somewhere else, and you get a comp pick in return because something valuable left your franchise. Or maybe, like with Max Brosmer, maybe he's on the Brock Purdy insurance track where he's incubating and soaking things in. And if the guy that you thought was going to be your starting quarterback for whatever reason is not capable, boom, you pop in the 7th round pick or the UDFA guy.
Don't mean to be insensitive here, but the guys that go to QB rehab school like Jones and Darnold need to be detoxed first. Like Brosmer didn't have to detox. It's
questionable whether Daniel Jones completed the detox period.
As Andrew S. says here at 10:52 a.m., and he's right, Daniel Jones didn't even take the test. Yeah. That's a very good point, Andrew. That's a very good point. Man. It was like me. I took one. Well, there was one summer, like just out of college, where I had a couple roommates and friends in college that got into like real estate for a career, and I was like, okay. That sounds like could be kind of fun. So I took like real estate classes during the summer, and then halfway through the test, I was like, no, this is not for me. Maybe I just wasted a bunch of money this summer, but I also did not complete the test. It's like, no. And maybe that was Daniel Jones was like, you know what? I'm good on this. Mistakenly, by the way. I feel like Daniel Jones. So did you walk out of the test?
I did finish the test half-heartedly.
Okay.
But I remember thinking to myself halfway through the test, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do the test, nor do I really want to do this for a career long term. Yeah. But out of respect, I should at least finish the test and go from there.
Was this test like done on a tablet or like a written test or what?
I don't remember if it was like written and then you submit it, or if it was on like I think it was on like a computer screen or something.
Okay.
And you had to get, I think, 75 or 78% to graduate to be.
You should just quit.
A certified real estate agent.
Right halfway through, you should just hit quit. Done. But you're not done. No, I am done.
I finished it, but I didn't quite hit the 75%. Let's put it that way. So I don't know. Maybe if Purple Daily goes sideways, Mackie here for all your real estate needs.
I'd love to buy a house from you.
No, you don't. You do not want to buy a house from me. Let's see. Okay, Adam chimes in about Judd's airport weather measurement question from a few days ago. I hope this email finds you.
Clearly it did.
For Judd's reference, the reason that we use airport weather is twofold, and this is from an airline executive.
Oh, cool.
First and foremost, weather is extremely important to the safety of aviation operations, specifically the weather at the field, like the airport field.
Absolutely, yeah.
Having precise and up-to-the-second readings from the field for the pilots as they land is important enough that we have invested heavily in that as a nation. The same level of detail and reliability cannot be said for your local neighborhood. Secondarily, the field presents a static and open environment to read the weather at its most neutral state. Surface objects like buildings, houses, etc., create local wind patterns that can belie the true state of underlying weather.
Okay.
It's certainly not just, quote, an idea from the 60s that we measure weather at the airport, Judd.
It's been around for a long time, yeah.
But I am a bit surprised with the amount of money the NFL generates that there isn't more investment in precise readings at the football field, especially those that are uncovered fields. Then again, every piece of data is an advantage, so it's likely that an organization that plays at an uncovered stadium does have more specific local readings, but doesn't want to publish that information for the advantage that the data could provide them to another team. Hope that helps.
Interesting. It feels like the league, though, should subsidize it and publish it for, if nothing else, gambling purposes.
Yeah, this all makes sense.
That's really interesting. I like that. I like the. I still don't know how what's going on at the airport in an open field applies to me in SLP here.
Well, you have houses all over the place.
Right, but I want to know exactly what's going on outside my door.
Yeah, and the reason you can't is because there's houses all over the place that affect the
right. But it would be, but the readings would be different here. They'd still exist. So, like, you're literally telling me what's going on in an open field. I don't live in an open field. I live in a house that's being affected by the wind in different ways by the houses and variants around it.
If you're looking for a more intricate, detailed weather report for like the 20 yards around your house, you could invest in equipment that would give you that reading if you wanted to.
Well, it sounds like I could do that. It sounds like I could do that. Or my town could do it for me. My city. Pay a lot of taxes here in SLP.
Doc chimes in here. Doc is a rogue Cousins crusader who emails the show once in a while.
One of the few ones left. We don't hear
just roaming around. So he heard a comment. I think it was me that said this at some point this week or last week that hey, Kirk, for all the poking, Kirk's one of the 15 best quarterbacks in the world for the duration of his career, right? That is not enough accolades, according to Doc. So here's Doc's email, the rogue Cousins crusader. Kirk was not a top 15 quarterback like you said. He was top 10 and 11th in the history of the National Football League. That's a subjective exercise to say specifically 11th in the history of the NFL. Right?
Unbelievable.
Kirk took the worst defense in NFL history to ever make the playoffs in 2022 and took them to the playoffs. No team with that bad of a defense has ever made the playoffs. Then Kirk kept that defense in the game the entire time, including the last call where he put Adam on a decoy route and Cook was at the line of scrimmage doing nothing, and he throws it to TJ Hawkinson, who's open as the pocket collapsed. Oh, now suddenly offensive line matters to you guys. Kirk threw it to TJ on 4th and 8, who all season, including earlier in the game, broke the initial tackle and gained yardage. No matter what Kirk did, he would have been attacked by the media and you guys. This is why Kirk has hundreds of millions of dollars, and you guys couldn't even leave your small market, while colleagues like Tom Pelissero, Jamie Erdahl, and Courtney Cronin went national. Does Doc have some good points here or no?
Well, I want to know if Doc is this mad at us. Jeez. How mad is Doc
Half
at the
of this
Falcons?
is in all caps, by the way.
How mad, Doc? How mad are you at the Falcons? How upset are you with the Falcons? They benched your guy.
They did. They bet for a no-name rookie.
I feel like I've got a mental image right now of Doc wandering around in again, an open field, tumbleweeds blowing, just screaming about Kirk Cousins. And like the rest of Cousins Town is gone. Like it's been hit by, I don't know, by some type of bomb or something. And so he's like walking around. He's the last survivor in Cousins Town. And he's walking around.
The Kirkpocalypse has happened.
Yes, exactly right. Exactly. It's like a sci-fi channel thing. And he's walking around screaming about Kirk. It's like everyone else is gone, Doc. It's over. The movie's over. Go home.
Man, I will listen, Doc. I will concede. There were times where he was close to a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. Maybe even top 5. If it was noon on Sunday against a bad Lions team, for sure top 5 quarterback in the league. So I do agree with Doc on that, 100%.
Poor Doc.
These were the rogue Cousins
you gotta
crusaders.
You got to get past it, Doc. It's over. It's over. You lost.
Oh,
and
man.
Kirk won. And by the way, Kirk won.
He is. He's definitely top 10 in lifetime earnings in the history of the NFL. So,
and don't forget,
that's great.
For your next haircut, you're going to want to stop in at our friends get a good haircut. Great
Great
clips.
clips.
That was the great. I love that. That's my favorite thing. Cousins.
You know
last album.
where you could stop in at is Grandpa's Barbecue, or at least get some seasonings and the what have you from Grandpa's Barbecue, Dex.
That's right. Go to grandpa'sbarbecueshop.com. Plus, locally here in the Twin Cities, you can find them at Fratelloni's locations too. So go to grandpa'sbarbecueshop.com. Dry rubs, plenty of great stuff. I'm using it here. I grill year round. So whether it's 85 out or in the minus and single digits, I'm still using that grill, and I'm still using stuff from Grandpa's Barbecue Shop. Free shipping on orders over $50 or more. So go support and go get your barbecue needs at grandpa'sbarbecueshop.com.
Also, the Minnesota Renaissance Festival powers these Feedback Friday episodes. And this weekend at Renaissance Festival is Bold North Adventure Weekend, presented by Viking Fest Minnesota. Discover the true North. By the way, it's weekends through September 28th, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., the Renaissance Festival, and Bold North Adventure Weekend this weekend. You can see armored combat, daring competitions, battle cry contests, a Nordic meatball eating contest.
Football.
Explore the Viking encampment and visit Bold North vendors all weekend at the Minnesota Renaissance Festival. And since we're talking about good foods and whatnot, Butcher and the Boar also helping keep us full this football season, Judd.
Absolutely true. And we're talking about a place, Butcher and the Boar, in the North Loop that absolutely, if you've eaten there, fantastic food, craft cocktails, beers. And I've got called up in front of me right now the menu of the Butcher and the Boar. I'm just going to run through a few things here. You tell me how delicious
And now,
these
a
things
reading
sound.
from the Butcher and the Boar menu by the Sports Dad.
Charred chicken, salmon, blackened mahi-mahi. In my opinion, probably a Mackey favorite. Smoked pork belly, the butcher's cut, which inquire for today's offerings. You know it's a good restaurant when it's market price and they tell you to inquire for the offering on that day. Double cut chuck eye. You got to be kidding me, right?
Football.
Right? So if you are gearing up for football season and you want to go on a great date night or just go get a fantastic meal,
Tonight.
Butcher and the Boar, North Loop, Declan's old stomping grounds, they're going to take care of you and you're going to be very happy.
Yes. Let's do like one more, maybe two more, then we'll get to our snake draft of the week here. So Nathan Sanders from Des Moines, Iowa, big fan of the show, he says. Wanted to personally thank you guys for the daily content. You got it, Nate. I'm running the Berlin Marathon next month, and your podcast helped to occupy my brain during long training runs, so thank you. That's like, the Berlin is like one of the prestigious ones. It's one of the big ones. Made a trip to the Twin Cities last weekend and got to go to training camp, got to go to a Twins game. This is a couple weeks ago. I saw Judd and Declan hard at work in the press box one day at Target Field from a distance, which got me thinking. I know Judd primarily covers Vikings games in person, so I'm wondering, what does a typical home game look like for somebody covering a Vikings game? What time do you get there? Do you have designated parking? Is there food provided to the assembled media?
Yes.
How long do you stay after the games when you cover a Vikings game? Where are all the deets?
Wow. So, yes, we actually here at Score North get a parking pass. I think most outlets get one parking pass. So, yes on that. The food, I think, Dex, correct me if I'm wrong, I think the only free meals left, because the Wild charge, the Twins charge downstairs, and the Wolves charge, the only free meals left, and they are very good, provided by the Vikings. And I stay, when I used to cover games and write about them, I would probably stay for 3 hours plus. Now I do vent line and go home, so it's probably an hour plus. So it is a much quicker exit. I'm not complaining about that, but yeah, I would say we are treated very well in the Vikings press box.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been in there. I covered pretty much every game from 2016 through 2019. Great press box. It's huge. It's spacious. And yes, the omelet bar. Is the omelet bar still rocking?
For a noon game, yes. For
a noon game.
3 o'clock game? No.
Well, actually, I would love to see the psycho that orders an omelet for 6:30 p.m. But
you can't get one anyway. So
but the
Wait,
omelet
are you denigrating breakfast for dinner?
No. Not breakfast for dinner. I would love to see someone order an omelet at like 6:45. I think there's certain
sounds to
foods,
me like
That'd
you're
be
denigrating
breakfast for dinner right there.
Yeah.
but like an omelet's an interesting choice. Like I feel like pancakes or waffles and bacon and what we just did. Didn't we just do this draft last week?
Yeah.
Well, for breakfast.
But you feel these
but
things
it sounds
would
like
be
you're
okay at
rearranging breakfast foods for dinner in a different way.
I don't know if I would do I just don't know if I would include omelet into my nighttime breakfast.
But would you do waffles at night?
Yeah, I would do waffles at night.
I don't see any difference between those
I don't
things.
know. Anyway, this is my breakfast takes. But the omelet bar, really good at US Bank Stadium. Really good omelet bar.
Let's go.
Really good food.
Let's go. All right, boys. It's time for the snake draft of the week here.
Okay.
Can you give us the results from... So AJ joined us at the fair last week. AJ usually dominates the snake drafts. We did do breakfast foods at the state fair last Friday. So who won and what are the updated standings here, Dex?
So I took home the victory. The summer of Dex on the snake drafts was great.
Wow.
That was my 5th win in the summer of us doing snake drafts, while you two kind of struggled a little bit this summer. But there was a historical moment in this last week's snake draft because it was the lowest winning percentage clincher of a snake draft. So I won with 35.7% of the votes. That beats Judd's 36% from his best current in-booth football broadcasters draft. So it was the smallest winning percentage that we've ever had on a snake draft.
A little bit of an asterisk in that with 4 people drafting instead of 3, it's more likely that the percentages will be flattened, but history nonetheless.
Yeah. So that was my 14th win. Judd, you have 21 wins. You have participated also in all 59 snake drafts. By the way, This is the 60th. This is the 60th snake draft this week here on Purple Daily.
It's a big one. Judd is the Iron Man of snake drafts.
Cal Ripken of snake drafts.
The Lou Gehrig, the Cal Ripken.
I'd rather be Cal Ripken than Lou right now.
Whoa.
Didn't end well for Lou.
No.
I prefer to stay away from the Lou Gehrig comparison.
Yeah. No, that's fair. What's the draft order here this week, Dex?
Yeah. It'll be Judd, Dex, Phil. And then Phil on the wraparound.
All right, so it's a 3-round snake draft, and the topic is just very wide open. It's just 90s movies, and stealing this one from our friends again from that John and his friends from the Gopher football suite against Buffalo. Thor and I were in there. We had a bunch of fun conversations. I told those guys I'm stealing these for snake drafts. We could drill down even further and do like specific genres of decades. John. In fact, it's going to be John joining us as a 4th member of Purple Daily every single day now going forward. But 90s movies, however you want, literally like anywhere you want to take that. Starting with Judd over to Dex, and then I'll make the 3rd pick with the wraparound. We'll do 3 rounds, so 3 picks for each of us. Any questions before we start?
No.
I don't think so. By the way, this is the 9th time we're doing a movies-based snake draft.
Yeah.
Is this the most open-ended snake draft we've ever done?
In terms of like most options? I mean, it's out
there. I feel like ordinarily it's rom-coms or...
I feel like action movies is like... I feel like there's a bigger catalog there, right? Because this is just a decade. We're just doing 90s. Like, I don't think so.
That's a good question. Do you think there's more movies made in the 90s or more action movies made, period, in history?
I mean, we did overrated movies a few months ago. Like, that's
every movie ever.
That's every
could be
movie
a
ever
candidate.
made. Yeah.
Yeah. I just feel like in this case, I've got a big list, and I've got 4 in highlighter yellow, and I feel like I'm going to get all my choices. So that's why I asked.
Well, you get any choice you want on the board with the number 1 pick right here.
Okay, number 1, give me one of my favorite films from the decade, Goodfellas.
I knew Joe was going to get this.
Yep, one of my favorite films. I've got a few that are favorites. And that one is absolutely up there, so I will take it.
Yeah, I in doing some research just to see, because there's box office you could look at, but I did stumble into a Rolling Stone magazine top 100 list. The number 1 movie on their list was Goodfellas.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So go home and get your shine box. I don't do that anymore. Perhaps you didn't hear. You've been away a long time.
Dude, there was a guy last night at Running Aces that looked exactly like Joe Pesci.
I saw that guy.
It was unbelievable.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hair, it was
Yep.
it was like early 90s Joe Pesci was walking around running aces last night. Wildest thing ever. I don't know. Anyways, Dex, you're on the clock here.
Think I'm funny?
Yeah, I just watched
Like a
that
clown,
for the first
huh?
time.
Like a clown?
For the first
No,
time
man,
a
I'm
couple
just
months
saying.
ago.
Oh, God, what a great film.
Okay. My first
Oh, wait.
pick here.
Some people are saying that,
It's-
no, Bulldog says that good.
I thought it was 90.
Nope, you're good, Judd. It's September 19th, 1990.
Yeah, I found it on
Okay,
the list.
yeah, you're
yeah.
good.
I did some research here. I didn't
Yeah.
just like go off of
Nope,
my
nope.
55-year-old
Judd's like, Gone
memory.
with the Wind.
Yeah.
My number
Yeah.
one overall pick.
Yeah.
Tell Scarlett I do give a
Psycho.
damn.
I want Psycho and North by Northwest. Every Hitchcock film ever.
Well, American Psycho would work, right? That's a 90s film.
Oh, okay. I love that. That's a great film too.
Okay, so I'm between a few with the number one pick, and I'm kind of sticking in the same genre, but I'm between two that I really, really love. I might be able to get it regardless. You know what? Give me Dumb and Dumber.
Ah,
Give me Dumb and Dumber. Dumb and Dumber.
It's
I saw that up there.
To get
I-
sniped on this exercise
I
is
wouldn't have.
tough.
See, this is where we're all different. I was not going to take that. That's way down my list.
I mean, it is a classic. It is like an iconic 90s comedy.
Right.
Dumb and
Right.
Dumber.
Yep.
That was definitely going to be one of my. It was going to be one of my two wraparound picks here. So Dex definitely sniped. I'm going to have to regroup here. I will go with my first round pick here. Give me Harrison Ford in The Fugitive. Give me The Fugitive here. I didn't kill my wife. They switched the samples.
I don't have a gun. I don't care.
Man, that's one of those. They run it on TV still all the time. If you happen to still have a cable package or YouTube TV and you're flipping around, I feel like weekly you can find The
Oh,
Fugitive
yeah.
still
Well,
30 years later.
It's not really a sneaky thing, but to me, the key to that film was Tommy Lee Jones. He's so good in that movie.
He is, man. Tommy
He's
Lee
just so
Jones is
good.
great in a lot of things.
Because he's sort of comedic, like he's sort of funny, but I don't know. I thought that film was really good, really, really good, but it's not on my list.
All right, I'm going blockbuster here on this one.
Yep.
It's this one. This one didn't win any Oscars, but it did include perhaps the greatest movie presidential speech in history. Give me Independence Day.
Yeah.
Bill
Pullman, right?
Pullman's presidential speech, sending chills up and down our spines. Independence Day with my second round
Oh
pick.
man, yeah, that's the speech, and even when is mommy asleep now? They both get me. They both make me tear up each time.
Yeah.
They really do.
It's crazy, man. Oh, that puts Declan back on the clock here with his second round
yeah.
pick.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me. So I've already done. I could do another one, but I'm not gonna do it. I'll take another funny comedy though. Probably. Hot take. I think this is the most rewatchable comedy of all time.
Whoa.
Give me Tommy Boy.
Okay.
I
Yep.
love Tommy Boy.
I thought you were gonna
Love
I thought you were
Tommy
gonna
Boy.
snipe. I thought you were gonna snipe mine.
Tommy Boy is a great pick. It's a great pick here. It was definitely on my list. Absolutely. I feel like Tommy Boy was drafted in another one we did. We did like comedies or something.
I want to say I have drafted Tommy Boy multiple times in movie-related drafts.
And you're
Now,
probably going to win because of it.
I don't know. I won with Adam Sandler. Let me see, because I can obviously see all the movies. So I've won with buddy cop movies, Adam Sandler movies, baseball movies, and overrated movies. So I've actually.
You've done great.
Phil, you won for 3 movies. Judge won for 3. Phil, the only movie draft you have won was Christmas movies. Of our 9 snake drafts.
Yeah. Yeah, I think sometimes I had one of the biggest punts in the history of the snake draft when on the overrated movies, I took Star Wars and Dark Knight as overrated. I'm more of a Michael Keaton Batman guy.
You lost
People
the
got
audience
pissed
with
off.
that. Well, Star Wars too. You lost the audience.
Yeah,
that's fine.
That's fine with Star Wars.
Okay.
Dark Knight slander is crazy.
Judd, you get the wraparound here. Last pick in the second round, first pick in the third round.
And then I'm done. Correct.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So
you always forget. I think the order of operations.
No,
the snake
I
draft.
forget if it's 3 or 4. I always forget if it's 3 or 4.
This is the 60th one. All of them, literally.
Yep. And I've been involved in
rounds.
all of them. But you know what I do? I just hit bombs. I don't pay attention to nothing else. I'm hitting bombs.
Just point me to the batter's box. Just point me to the draft podium.
Okay, this will go very quickly. Give me Office Space.
No!
Which I thought,
Oh, dang
I
it!
thought
God,
Jackson
I
was
was
going to
hoping
take
you were
it.
coming around.
I thought you were gonna take it from me when you took Tommy Boy
Oh,
because
God.
it's so easily rewatchable
I am
over and over.
reeling right now. What is going on?
You're right, Jed. I should have. Because Tommy, you would have stayed away from Tommy Boy.
I wouldn't have gone near Tommy Boy.
you're right.
And it's a fine film, but I wouldn't have gone near it. So Office Space is my second pick, and then for my last pick, I will take The Big Lebowski.
Oh, Judd just took this home. Big Lebowski. I do think Big Lebowski is a tad overrated. It's a good movie, but it's a cult. People love that movie. Office Space is
Office
the same.
Space is too.
Judd is slaying this draft.
They
right
both
now.
those last two picks of mine, I believe if you look, both were box office bombs.
Wow.
huge
Office
cult
Space was
followings.
not.
I don't think
Office
they did well
Space
at
is
all.
one of those that gained a bunch of traction as the years went by, for sure.
Yep.
Okay, Dex is back on the clock.
I believe you get your ass kicked for saying something like that, man. Let's so I've got two kind of slap stickers here. Let's go with a serious one. And I feel like Minnesotans either hate or love this movie, but I love it. So give me Fargo.
Wow.
I love Fargo.
Yeah, it's great.
Fargo's
Yeah,
one of my
Fargo-
all-time
I
favorite
agree.
movies.
I think sometimes Minnesotans get offended by
Yeah.
the accents or whatever in that movie. Legitimate. I should have been ahead of the Tommy Boy and Office Space. I made the decision, and also Dumb and Dumber, man. You guys are just ahead of the curve on these comedies here. Do I want to go comedy?
Yeah,
You
there's
have
a
two
lot
serious. You have two serious films. I would go comedy, but that's this is your team.
Do I want to go Christmas? I mean, I'm picking last, so I can kind of lay my
think you
cards
do
face
you.
up on the table.
of do you. There's a lot. There's a lot. I mean, not surprisingly, there's a lot of quality players left in this field.
There are for sure. I will say that the ones I'm kicking around here, well, if I was just being selfish, I would draft Rounders, because Rounders is my favorite movie of all time, and it was 1998, but it's like a cult poker favorite that no one really cares unless you are a cult poker guy. Billy Madison is sitting on my list right now. Home Alone,
Yep.
which I think is 1990 exactly, is sitting on my list here. Groundhog Day is on my list.
Great movie. Yeah, love that one.
And I think if I'm being true to myself here, I would say that of those movies I just listed, Groundhog Day with Bill Murray is my favorite of those on my big board.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if this wins me the draft, but I will take, with my final pick, Groundhog Day with Bill Murray.
I
So
can't
with-
wait for the comments on all of our drafts because there are so many films here. Like I'm seeing Pulp Fiction. People are like, Pulp Fiction, you had to take Pulp Fiction. So we're just going to get just absolutely killed in the in
Pulp
the
Fiction.
comments.
I mean, we're only picking 9 movies.
I know,
And there's
yeah.
100 that could be
Yeah, our big boards
viable
are
here.
left.
Livingston Gould's is Titanic. Somebody should drive Titanic.
Wouldn't go near Titanic.
So Judd winds up with Goodfellas. He winds up
Yep.
with Office Space and Big Lebowski. Dex with Dumb and Dumber, Tommy Boy, and Fargo. And I wind up with The Fugitive, Independence Day, and Groundhog Day. The voting will take place on the Score North Twitter account or X account here early Friday afternoon.
Bring on
I
the
almost
comments.
went full Jim Carrey, and I was going to take The Mask. I really wanted to. The Mask is, I think, what I'm going to be most upset about. And I almost thought about doing just Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura.
I almost thought about going
Actually, you
full-
know what
full
else
Jim
was
Carrey.
great? The Truman Show.
Truman Show's great.
I love
Yeah.
the Truman Show. At the time,
Yep.
I thought it was fantastic.
The Mask is with Cameron Diaz in there too. She had a nice little run in there. So yeah, let us know via
All
the
right.
vote on the Score North Twitter account. And so tomorrow on the Purple Daily feeds, we'll hit you with a little Saturday checkdown episode, quarterback rankings related. We'll do our purple picks on Sunday, where we pick our first Vikings game of the year against the Bears. Monday morning at 9 a.m. Central Time, live on the Purple Daily YouTube channel. It'll be Purple Daily NFL takes reacting to the first full Sunday slate of games, and then Ventline right after Bears Vikings finish up. Monday Night Football, and then the rest of the week loaded on Purple Daily. So for the Sports Dad, for Dex, I am Phil, and this is Purple Daily. Thanks for hanging out with us.